Hello, everyone. Welcome to another brief lecture for Phil 101, Introduction to Philosophy. This is a chapter on philosophy of religion, reasons not to believe. So we are following up our discussion from earlier about the standard arguments for God's existence. And please be sure to have a look at this chapter. This is chapter 4. And just as a brief setup, we saw the again, the standard arguments for God's existence, things like the cosmological argument, the teleological argument, and the ontological argument, as well as the argument from religious experience and miracles to things like proper basicality. And now we're looking at reasons that philosophers have challenged or used to challenge the existence of God. And so there's a lot going on in this chapter. So I will try to keep this brief, but we'll look at some of the main highlights here. Okay, so most of the arguments against belief in God come from these, well, really three of these, the first three. So attributes of God. So this is the list of attributes that people commonly associate or attribute to conceptions of the divine, specifically monotheistic religions. So a lot of people point out that there may be inconsistencies with this kind of understanding of God. The most common argument against God's existence that's discussed in the philosophical literature and from history is the infamous problem of evil. So we'll talk about that in just a second. So a natural question in philosophy of religion, and really religion in general, is if a God exists, what are they like? What's God like? The standard story that monotheistic religions in particular like to point to are these three: omnipotence, omniscience, and omnibenevolence. So omnipotence refers to God's power, right? God is able to do anything that they want. God is all powerful. Also, many people suppose that God is omniscient. God knows all. And also, God is omnibenevolent. In other words, God is all good or morally perfect. There's a lot of other characteristics that are often cited. So I have those here. So going back to Descartes, we get things like God is immaterial because God's not composed of matter.